Hey, hello, and welcome. You're listening to another episode of the Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Brian Silverthorne, and it's always my mission to help entrepreneurs make a difference they want in their business and to help them navigate the sometimes ugly worlds of startup and growth or relaunch. And today we're going to dig deep with our guest and get you some great concepts and strategies to fast track your business. So our special guest today is Joseph Federico, and Joseph has been published as an author 3 different times, and he's working on a how-to marketing book that's due to come out in early 2023. So welcome to the show, Joseph.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Excellent. I'm happy to have you here. So where are you hanging out right now?
So I'm currently in Morristown, New Jersey, just really excited to be speaking about solopreneurship, entrepreneurship, and the trials and tribulations that we all go through to, create a better future for everybody.
Right. Good. So we're going to get this done in 10 minutes or less, starting right now. So let's start by asking you how you got into this particular phase of your solopreneurship.
Sure. So really quickly, originally, I had worked in publishing in 2005. And I thought that was my dream job. And I took over actually a men's lifestyle webzine called Debonair Magazine back in 2008. And that's kind of when the housing market, bubble popped. And I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do beyond what I had prepared my entire adult life to do. So I had to pivot before that was a thing. Then I actually went into 2013. I had freelance for a while for various publications. I had always, had my hand in publishing and writing articles for, again, various publications across the world. And I then pivoted to work for a startup that assisted startups. That was Top Shelf Marketing. And I started off in the business plan department, learning about all different kinds of industries, beauty, pet, you name it. And I was the go-to person to create these business plans for startups. And that's where I kind of sparked the idea to get, into my own business and kind of leave publishing behind and pivot into the world of marketing and social media to help those in need to launch their own businesses as well.
Okay, great. That's a interesting journey. Great story. So
Sure is.
now that you're out there doing it, who's your ideal client?
My ideal client, especially during COVID, because of I've been pivoting over and over again and kind of not restarting, but evolving my solopreneurship, venture. Essentially, they are celebrities and also local businesses who don't understand the correct processes of how to get themselves out there and record videos for social media. That's very important right now.
Oh, okay. So that's a pretty good niche. So celebrities and others, and with focus on videos then, correct?
Correct. That is where the market's going, especially on Instagram right now. So that's what I teach.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So what are the most common symptoms that your clients have? What are they going through in their life to cause them to reach out to you for help?
Two things. They either have a new show coming out, for instance, or a new album, and they aren't sure how to utilize the powers that be that are social media. And they're also fearful of recording themselves incorrectly on social media. And I try to solve for those two problems where I educate, but I also kind of take over and create a new persona for them going forward in order to resolve those issues for them.
Okay, great. So once you get started working with those clients, are there any common problems or mistakes that you run into?
Again, I would have to, like 9 out of 10 clients are just fearful. They have this innate fear built in them, even though they're celebrities and they have been on television and shows before. They're afraid of looking, quote unquote, for lack of a better phrase, word stupid and silly. We're all our own brands, right? So that's what I, again, solve for is I allow them to get comfortable. And then we create a Google document to create kind of their Bible, their playbook. So they are building a safety net with me in the driver's seat with them going forward, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I've done pretty well being looking stupid or silly most of my life. So, sometimes I guess it works. So we're about 5 minutes in. So right at the moment to get these clients, what's your most effective method of client acquisition right now?
You know what? That's a great question. It's actually getting on camera myself. I never do anything or never share any of my findings or my metrics or my secret sauce with clients before I try it out on myself. So back when Instagram, right before COVID hit in February, there was this thing called IGTV, and now it turned into reels and stories on the Instagram platform. I got myself on camera. My metrics were extremely low. I got myself on camera. I started talking about marketing and the entrepreneur spirit. My metrics grew 300% just by getting myself on camera. And it was terrible. I said, I stuttered. It was very robotic. And I found that that's actually one of the best, most important free, except, time is money, of course, with the business. But the best tool to utilize was getting myself on camera to this day, where people are looking and they're reaching out and seeing what I can do for them to grow their businesses and quite literally change their lives.
Excellent. That's great. Kind of showcasing what you do for others. That's a great way to do it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep.
So once you have those great customers and you're helping them out, what's the best method that you have for customer retention?
Really the sales team that I'm growing, I'm moving out of, the solopreneurship into more of the entrepreneurship, uncharted waters, in allowing the clients to invest in a 1-year contract or more. And we lock them in at that price. Of course, again, this is a business, but also building up a rapport with each and every client. They not only become friends, but they become family, where we go to each other's events and support each other going forward, because a high tide raises all boats. And I firmly believe in that because I see it happen every day of my career.
Excellent. Yeah, you got to have good relationships. You got to build a strong reputation. So that's
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's excellent. So we got a couple 3 minutes left.
Sure.
If someone is considering reaching out to you to get some help, what's one action they could take on their own right now?
Sure. So especially because we discussed the Instagram platform, reach out to me directly, slide into my DMs, or send me again a direct message at Joseph A. Federico on Instagram, or you guys can text or call me directly for a free 20-minute consultation at my number 973-289-3517.
Excellent. Why don't you just repeat those two things again to make sure everybody has a chance to get them?
Sure. So the Instagram platform, I am Joseph A. Federico, and you can call me directly at 973-289-3517.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Joseph. So is there a question that I didn't ask that maybe I should have?
I think you covered all the bases. I think that is pretty spot on and pretty tight for the time being. That was great.
Okay, good. Well, you contributed a lot of great information in a short amount of time.
Thank you.
You got any final thoughts for our listeners?
Final thoughts is to not allow the fear of getting on camera consume you, because you have a lot to say and you will become a thought leader as you evolve your persona across all your social media platforms. Do not let the fear consume you and get yourself on camera and practice. And you can also can videos and just change shirts or jewelry or backgrounds in one, sitting per week, and record and can your videos to release on your platforms, because people will be watching and they will be connecting with you going forward. That is a promise.
Excellent. That's great advice. I'm a big fan of videos, so it allows people to see who you are and how you behave and what you're doing, and gives them a level of comfort that can cause them to reach out.
100%, because again, you have to build the rapport with your audience. Not only myself as a solopreneur in the marketing world, but we're our own brands these days. And, social media is the number one way to go about that.
Yeah, Yeah, excellent. I think that's a great way to end this. So that's a wrap on another great guest episode of the Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs. And just before you leave, if you think it was a great podcast, please give us a 5-star review and maybe share it with a couple of friends. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out on any episodes, please go to evolvepreneursecrets.show. And if you're an entrepreneur and you got a great idea tumbling around inside your head, let's get it out there today.